Hello everyone, it's me Courtney, and today I'm doing a video that is very different than what I normally do, and I was going to do a Q&A style video because I get questions a lot about me personally and my life and everything like that, but I decided not to take to Twitter or anything and be like, hey, Q&A video, ask me your questions, because I get literally the same questions, whether it be on Twitter or Tumblr or Instagram. I get the same ones. So I decided to just kind of sit down and do just a me video. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to post this or not. I guess if you're seeing this now, I did post it. I'm not sure if I'm going to post it on Facebook or anything. I just kind of want to clear up the air because I hear a lot of speculations and things about me in the comments and on Twitter and things like that. And plus, just in my everyday life, this is mostly focusing on my personal friends, not my followers or anything, and my family members, because I know I've been very secretive lately, and I don't mean to be, but it's just a lot of personal things going on, and I just kind of want to clear up the air now. So we're just gonna, this is gonna be a happy place. We're gonna clear some things up, and hopefully you guys don't see me in any different way after this video. We're gonna shoot back to this time a year ago, and I was finishing up my first semester of college. But that's not exactly where we're gonna start. We're going to jump back just a few more months to the end of August, beginning of September, around there. I was just starting my freshman year of college, and I was excited. I was ready to meet new people and, you know, learn things about life and make friends that hopefully will carry on into my late adult years. But that's not what happened. I went into college very nervous, but optimistic. I'm gonna just put that out there right now. I did not go in with a negative mind straight away. I was very optimistic and very excited for school because I've always loved school. I've always loved learning, and grade school was amazing for me. Mostly high school was amazing. So I started school, everything was okay. It was slower than I thought it was going to be. And I was trying to make friends. It wasn't really working out for me, but I was like, oh well, maybe as the semester goes on, friendships will become easier and things will start, you know, picking up just a little bit more. Let's shoot ahead to October, and things were not good. I was anxious all the time. I was kind of depressed, maybe borderline depressed on the fact that I wasn't doing things that I really wanted to do with my life. I had started to kind of shy away from English education, which is what I originally wanted to do, but slowly I started to realize that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't really like the education system, especially for grades K through 12. I dropped my major, and I was just pretty much going to take my, you know, common, the core classes that I needed to graduate. I was afraid that I was wasting the time that I had taking classes that I didn't need. I was wasting money because college is not cheap, and it was all very exhausting for me. And I spent many nights sitting in my room just thinking and contemplating, am I doing what I really want to do with my life? Am I wasting my time? And more importantly, I missed my friends. I was seeing all these amazing things that my friends were doing with their lives, and I wanted that to be my life. School was hard for them, just like it was hard for me, but they had made friends, they had joined sororities, they had joined clubs, they had met so many new people, and they were doing amazing things with their life only in a matter of a few months. It's like everyone that I knew had changed, and it was really upsetting for me emotionally. And I was really confused what I wanted to do with my life. I felt like I was not progressing in any way. My life became this constant schedule. It was get up, get ready, go to school, come home, sleep, eat, repeat. I didn't want to do it anymore. And I started to just kind of slip into the best way that I can describe as a zombie mode. I was on autopilot. I was just getting up and doing the basic actions that I needed to do. I was going to class, I was doing my work, I was coming home, that's it. I stopped trying to make friends because everyone seemed pretty preoccupied with themselves and they weren't really up for making friendships. Then it got worse when a group of girls in my theater class started to target me in a way that was not friendship. These girls would make it their absolute goal in the day or their life to point out something negative about myself, whether it be my hair, my face, my body, my personality, the way that I talked, anything. And I have grown up with bullying most of my life. I was bullied through elementary school and middle school about my weight and the way that my face looked and my nose and my eyebrows. I was bullied about a lot of things. And I got into high school and it just kind of stopped because where I went to high school, it wasn't worth it. Like, people just did their own thing and nobody cared. And that's what was amazing. I felt like I had a breather. I could be myself, and I did. I started to throw myself more into my music, into my singing, into theater and art. I felt like I was peaking maybe just a little bit too soon, but there is a big difference between grade school bullying and adult bullying. And what made it even worse was that it was in a place that I thought I could be my absolute self. I am nothing but my own personality, and everything that I am as a person, I am that way in theater. And I thought that I could do that, but I couldn't. And they said mean things like, your face is too round, your nose is crooked, it's too pointy. My body looked like sausages that had been wrapped in twine way too tight. And they said that I didn't know how to dress for my body type. And then it started getting worse, and I thought that it couldn't get worse, but it did. I was terrified to the point that I didn't want to go out to my car because there were a couple instances where they were out there and I was afraid, and I stayed hidden until they would finally go away. There was this one time where I got up to go to the bathroom, and when I came back, I couldn't find my backpack. My backpack was gone. My purse I took with me, thankfully, but my backpack was gone. So I walked out to my car, and I was a little ways away, and I noticed there was stuff all around my car and on my car, and the closer I got, the more I realized it was paper. And right at the front of my car was my backpack, wide open. All of its contents were gone, and that was what was all over my car and all over the parking lot. The wind had blown papers down the street, and I spent the next 30 minutes picking up all of the contents of my backpack so that I wouldn't get fined for littering. It got to the point where I was afraid to leave my house to go to school. At the end of October, there was a straight week where I just didn't go to class. I stayed in my room. I didn't go anywhere. I lied to my parents saying I was sick or I didn't feel good. And for a straight week, I just didn't go to school. And I gave myself an amazing pep talk. But when I got in my car and I drove almost an hour plus traffic to school, I couldn't find the confidence to get out of my car. This happened on many occasions all throughout November. I would get completely ready. I would drive myself all the way to school, but I couldn't physically find the confidence or muster it up to get out of my car. I would sit in my car for multiple class periods, and I would just sit there, and many times I would read, or I would listen to music, or I would just watch people. And then finally, I just would sit there and I would just cry because I didn't want to be there anymore. I felt so disconnected. And the worst part was I felt like I couldn't talk to anyone. I didn't want to talk to my parents because I was afraid that they would get mad at me. And I was afraid to talk to my friends because I thought that they would shun me and they would think that I was being a baby about all of this, and that I didn't have, my friends, and I couldn't do this. And I wanted to prove to people that I could go out there and I could do this, but inside I couldn't. I've suffered from anxiety most of my life, but again, when I got into high school and I got into music and marching band and theater, I managed to push it all to the back of my mind because I had a great support system of friends and teachers and family that would say, Courtney, you can do this, and that made it all the worthwhile, and I could ignore it. By the end of the semester, I was slipping deeper and deeper into depression. I didn't know what it was. I've never suffered from depression before. I've been a very happy person, but I don't remember a time last year where I was happy at all. Even on the weekends when I could go hang out with my friends when they would come home, I couldn't because I was afraid to leave my house. It was like I was going through some kind of emotional PTSD where I automatically linked having to leave my house to going to school. And even when people would call me, I would ignore their phone calls because I didn't want to leave my room. I finally finished my first semester of college with 1 credit, and it was an English credit. If you don't keep a certain GPA, or you fail a class, or you don't meet the requirements, you lose your scholarships. So I started my Christmas break both relieved and extremely depressed, knowing that I didn't have any money for school. I continued to lie to my parents and my family and my friends, saying that, oh, it ended great, everything was perfect, but it wasn't. I was getting emails about how my financial aid was failing, that I wasn't going to be able to pay for my books next semester. I did move campuses, and I was extremely excited in that aspect, knowing that I wasn't going to have to drive an hour out of my way to go somewhere that I hated, and it was only 5 minutes away from my house now. I started the new semester, again, optimistic, but very, very broken and kind of deterred from wanting to really put myself out there. I made it till February, and I couldn't do it anymore. I sat down with my parents, and they looked at me and said, do you want to go to school anymore? And I told them no. And they were upset and disappointed, but they were both supportive, and they let me withdraw. Now, this is what really upsets me, when people that are in my personal life like to automatically sit there and say, you dropped out of college. I know that I dropped out of college, but I like to word it a different way. I like to say that I withdrew from college, because I did. I didn't just stop going and let the financial papers start rolling in saying how much money I owed. I went to school, I sat down with the advisor, and my mom went with me. We sat down at a computer and we withdrew from all my courses. I was no longer considered a student there, and for at least a good 24 hours, I felt amazing. I felt so relieved to be out of that place and be doing something. My life felt promising again. I felt like I could go and I could do something with my life. And quickly, I fell into depression again, because my dad's car broke down and he had to start taking my car to go to work, and then I was stuck. Before, I was upset because I had to go to school, but at least I could get out of my house. For the rest of the year, I was stuck here, staring at the same 4 walls, doing the same mind-numbing tasks every single day. I went weeks without talking to people because I was stuck. I felt like I was in prison and in my own home. I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't eat. I didn't sleep. I developed insomnia, and my anxiety continued to just peak and peak, and I could not leave my house. And then in March, I started YouTube. Now, this is going to sound very corny and, you know, what everyone else says here on the internet, but I started YouTube in March because I wanted someone to talk to, and if it was me talking to a camera, so be it, because it did the trick. I started making videos, and I was just ranting about anything that was kind of going on in the media or anything, as long as I could distract myself from my own personal life. I didn't tell my friends or my family really about it because I wanted it to be secret. It was my own little personal project that I wanted to work on, and I wanted to build my community and keep going. And I wanted to feel great about myself, and I did. So many people came to me on the internet talking about the videos that I put up, and in October I started my Spooktober series where I made costume and makeup DIY tutorials, and that really just completely like threw my channel up in the air, and people were watching and commenting, and people were following me on Twitter, and they were talking about my videos, they were sharing them, and it was amazing. It made me feel like I had something to really look forward to. Not only was I posting videos just for myself to kind of, you know, let off steam and put myself out there, but I was actually making it my job. I was making income from it, and I felt this sudden feeling of relief because people could finally get off my back. People that did know that I wasn't going to school and that I wasn't working a normal 9-to-5 job or a part-time job somewhere at the mall. It felt very good to me, and it felt calming almost. You know, it just kept growing and growing and growing, and now it is my job. I'm not gonna say how much I get paid because that's not just my rule, but it's also YouTube's rule that I cannot talk about that. It's not a lot, but it's enough for me to feel like I am doing something. And more importantly, my viewers, they're pretty much, this is gonna sound crazy and like just completely so corny and unoriginal, but my viewers, you guys that watch my videos on YouTube and on the internet, anywhere, you guys are what really propel me to keep making videos. Your comments, your amazing, sweet messages that you write me on Tumblr, all of it, I appreciate it so much, and I wish I could give more to you guys other than just me sitting here in a room with a light in my face and a camera pointing at me. And it's all because of you that I get to do this. It's all because of you guys, and I hate that it all happened because it's such a negative thing that happened to me, but I'm glad that it happened. I wouldn't go back and change any of this because I probably would have never started my channel. I would have been afraid to put videos out there, but I'm glad I did, and I get to do this for, you know, a little bit of money here and there, and it's all worth it. And I just want to thank you guys so much for everything that you have done for me. And I want to thank my friends and my family and people who knew that all of this was going on for sticking by me and supporting me in every way. I lost so many people in the past year because of everything that's happened, and I hate that that's happened, but I love the people that I have met and the people that I've been able to rekindle my friendships with and grow. And I just want to say thank you so much. And I hope that this was both informational for you guys, and it gives you more of a backstory on me and why I started this channel to begin with. And I hope this kind of doesn't come as a shock to family members that might be watching this or other friends that might be watching this. I want to apologize for lying and keeping it a secret for so long, but I guess you can kind of understand why I was doing that. Don't forget to give this video a like if you did enjoy it. I promise this Thursday will be a happy video again. It's going to be really funny. It's my friend Mary and I. We recorded it over Thanksgiving break. It is our Would You Rather Beauty Edition. It's a great video, and I hope you guys look forward to that. It will be going up this Thursday at 2:30, just like all my videos do. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more from me, because I have a lot of ideas in the future. And as always, I hope you all have an amazing week, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.